All right, we'll call the special meeting of the Civil Service Commission for Thursday, June 13th, 2024 to order at 5:45. Close enough. Call to order, and the first item is the Pledge of Allegiance, and I understand Mr. Bill has a very special presentation.
On this date in 1966, the Supreme Court ruled on Miranda, and since then, all of us know you have the right to remain silent, and so Miranda was guilty of the crime, but he still beat it. So now we hear this. So I'd like us to think of a nation of laws as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. Right hand over our heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you, Bill, for that tidbit of information. Item number 2 is public comment. This time is made available for comments from the public on matters within the Civil Service Commission's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. Do we have any such persons? Moving on, we'll go to item number 3, consent calendar.
So moved for passage.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Outwood,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios,
Yes.
Commissioner Iverson,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
We have a 4-0 vote to approve, 1 absent.
Okay, we'll move on to item 4, regular business. 4.A, item 10830, May voluntary demotion for Anna Velasquez.
Yes. Good evening, Commissioners. Sabrina Mendez, Department of Human Resources. So we did receive a written request from Anna Velasquez for a voluntary demotion from her position of Veteran Services Representative with the Veterans Office to an Eligibility Worker 1 with the Department of Social Services. And per the clerical technical MOU, Anna will be paid at the step providing the closest monthly salary as before, except that the salary shall not be higher than the amount previously received. And this is brought before you for your review and consideration.
Have any questions on this matter?
Is she gonna go down or up in salary?
Her range is a lower salary than previously.
Questions? Entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
On Joe second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Iverson,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios,
Yes.
Commissioner Outwood,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
We have a 4-0 vote to approve.
Item 4-B, 10794, classification and compensation study implementation, PGLP unit. Consideration of the Civil Service Commission to adopt the classification specifications and approve salary recommendations for those classifications within the postgraduate licensed professional unit.
Yes, good evening again, Commissioners. The item before you is a result of the outcome of negotiations with the PGLP unit. So you may recall that the classification and compensation study was brought before you in January and received. And so HR then received additional feedback from department heads and moved forward with negotiating the job descriptions and recommended salary placements with those units or this particular unit. And the adoption of the classification specifications and the salary recommendations is for your review and consideration. So as a reminder, the recommended salaries will go forward to the board for approval. I did also want to add that this is similar to items that we do bring before you. Generally, they're 1 or 2, but this is pretty voluminous, so it's just a larger amount of job descriptions and recommendations all at once.
We have any questions? Entertain a motion.
I move we adopt.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Pardon me, Chairman. You have to seek a public comment as well on each of these.
Oh, that's right. That's the newest thing. On each item, you have to.
Oh, yeah, forgot about that, sorry.
That's because of advanced stage.
Do we have any questions from the audience? Public? Hearing none. We do have a motion and a second for approval. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Outwood.
Yes.
Commissioner Iverson,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
We have a 4-0 vote to adopt.
Moving on to item 4C, 10844, classification and compensation study implementation, professional unit. Consideration of the Civil Service Commission to adopt the classification specifications and approve salary recommendations for those classifications within the professional unit.
Yes, Commissioner. So this item is similar to the previous item, only that it was negotiated with the professional unit. And this is for your review and consideration.
Okay, do we have any questions?
No, my understanding is it's all been negotiated. Everybody's happy. No one's out here screaming at us, so I move we adopt.
Do we have a second?
I'll
Second it.
Again, you have to,
Do we have any questions from the audience? Hearing none. We do have a motion and a second for approval. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Outwood,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios,
Yes.
Commissioner Iverson,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
We have a 4-0 vote to adopt.
Item 4D, 10852, classification and compensation study implementation service unit. Consideration of the Civil Service Commission to adopt the classification specifications and approve salary recommendations for those classifications within the service unit.
Yes. So Commissioners, again, this is similar to the previous item, only that it has been negotiated with the service unit.
Questions?
I assume they're all happy, so I'll make a motion that we adopt.
Second.
And do we have any questions from the audience? Hearing none, we have a motion and a second for approval. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Outwood,
Yes.
Commissioner Iverson,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
We have a 4-0 vote to adopt.
Okay, item 4E, 10853, classification and compensation study implementation, unrepresented. Consideration of the Civil Service Commission to adopt the classification specifications and approve salary recommendations for those classifications that are unrepresented.
Correct. Yes, we would like you to consider the adoption of the classification specifications and salary recommendation with the exception of the Assistant Director of Natural Resources. So this is not a current classification that we have and it will not be utilized. And so we are requesting, again, approval of the adoption of the classification specifications with that exception.
Do we have any questions from the commission? Do we have any questions from the audience?
Move to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Iverson,
Yes.
Commissioner Outwood,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
We have a 4-0 vote to adopt.
Okay, item number 5 is staff reports.
if I may, quickly, just because there wasn't a question of public comment on 4A, you may wish just to see if there were before moving forward.
Okay. We'll go back to 4A and ask the audience, did they have any questions on voluntary demotion of Anna Velasquez? Hearing none. Hands.
If I may, what we've just gone through very quickly represents, as we know, there were voluminous reports and studies done. And I really want to commend our staff people for trudging through this and all the units that have gotten together and negotiated. And it so exemplifies the excellent working people that we have in Madera County. And as a taxpayer, I'm so appreciative. And as a resident, I'm appreciative. And as a commissioner, I'm very appreciative. And I know you guys share that. But thank you so very much because we're treating our people right, which treats those of us who live here and benefit from all their hard work well. And it just, thank you so very much for trudging through that and getting through it and no blood on the carpet. So good for you guys.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Atwood.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other staff reports?
Thank you, Mr. Fry, Jay Barney, Commission Secretary. I just want to pass along my thanks to the commission. Making this special meeting, getting this done. We will be taking this to the Board of Supervisors on Tuesday, June 18th. So it will be moving right along with the hopes that the implementation would begin June 21st to coincide with the next pay period. So thank you again.
You're welcome. I know it's been coming for quite some time and very long task. How many years, how often do we have to do these? It seems like it never quits.
We'll be dead the next time.
But I mean, they kind of renew at certain times is what I was getting at. They don't last very long to start with because all the changes. Yeah, job security for staff. Always something to work on. Do we have any other staff reports? I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
If I can, once again, it's been brought to my attention that there was a removal of a position from one of the items that was voted on that wasn't counted, made to account within the motion itself. I believe if I can, was that item 4E?
Yes, it was 4E.
Okay, I'm a little confused because we heard that. And
So what you're saying is we should have had a separate motion to remove that
No, you just, whoever moved should have just included that in their motion.
Correct.
verbally.
And referred to what staff said about the water natural resource director position. That's all. that needs to be
Let's
added.
restate what that part is so we have it clear.
Sure. So it's, oh, did you want to do that?
No.
Are you asking me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me to repeat it.
Perfect. So we're asking for consideration to adopt the classification specifications and approve salary recommendations that are listed in the agenda item with the exception of the Assistant Director of Water and Natural Resources.
And where's that going to go next?
I need to amend my motion
Correct.
to include that we accept it with the exception of the position that is no longer not currently occupied. Am I correct?
Correct. So we are not adopting that job description.
I will second it with the exception, with the noted exception.
Is
Okay.
that acceptable?
Now, we
Are
need
we
to,
covered?
we need
Yes,
to,
the amended motion is acceptable.
but we need to revote on the amendment.
Yeah, ask for public comment and take a vote.
Okay, do we have any public comment on this amendment and the change? We do have a motion and a second with the amendment, so roll call, please.
Commissioner Iverson,
Yes.
Commissioner Atwood.
Yes.
Commissioner Rios, Commissioner Fry.
Yes,
We have 4-0 vote to adopt.
sometimes we get going a little too fast and I just completely missed that point. I'm glad, thank you for correcting that for us. We have a motion for adjournment. Okay, you say. Anybody else want to go home?
So moved. So moved for adjournment.
We have a motion and a second for adjournment.